So another Muay Thai heavy gym. We'll see if he can establish his striking early on here.
And his coach is actually a Muay Thai champion. His name is Panikos Yusuf. And they had they got a tough veteran out of the gym. One of the fighters made it onto the Ultimate Fighter reality show. And they're from Stockport All Powers Gym. And their facility is amazing. I've been so impressed. It's one of the up-and-comers. And it's our second fighter of the night from Frontline. And they've been doing Kenneth earlier, who was amazing. And expecting big things. This is a legit gym. They've come all the way from Norway. They've got UFC fighters in their gym. They've got Jack Hermansson fights out of their gym. They've got a lot of pros. They just sent 3 of their students to the No-Gi Worlds and came back with 3 silver medals. This is a legit gym.
On top of having great showings at the London Open just recently. That Frontline gym is really up and coming. And as if you're a real fan of Scandinavia, like I am, Scandinavian Noir, the girl with the dragon tattoo, you'll know that there's not a lot to do in the winter months. These guys just train and train. And over the decades and centuries, they've developed a really strong affiliation with martial arts, whether that's wrestling, kickboxing, and now later on jiu-jitsu. They've really embraced Brazilian jiu-jitsu and made it their own. There are people that would argue that some of the best countries in Europe for Brazilian jiu-jitsu are the Scandinavian countries, Finland and Norway.
And yeah, he does. They train under Eduardo Teta Rios, famous Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor and pioneer. And it's true, you know, like where you grow up can make a big difference. You know, we see a lot of boxers from rough backgrounds. I'm not saying Norway's rough, but if you're in an environment where the strong survive, you're in an environment where you're exposed to the elements. They've all got pretty cool haircuts.
Speaking of strong, wow, look at that physique. Nikola Zlatev, no slouch himself, 82 kilograms, stacked, ripped.
Sam's so busy lifting weights, he can't find a decent hairdresser.
Here's the clash, Stockport versus Norway. Interesting. Nikola Zlatev is looking at the lead leg of Sam Zahoirovic.
I was just thinking the same thing. He is telegraphing it a little bit. Sam looks, whoa, huge power uppercut. I think Sam's got his game plan and it's big power shots.
Sam Zahoirovic looking very loose there too. So he's looking to land those shots coming up and powerful. It'll be interesting if he loads up on those shots. Big right hand lands by Zahoirovic.
I'm surprised these guys make 77. They're both huge.
Oh, they're 82.
Oh, yeah, that'd be why.
There we go, leading with that jab. But you're seeing that Zahoirovic is dropping that right hand when he leads that jab. Maybe something that Nikola can capitalize on a little bit later on. Zlatev and Zahoirovic. Ooh, that check kick. Not allowed to throw strikes directly to the knee to cave it in here in A-class MMA. Ooh, good
Great
punches to a leg
kick.
kick. Zlatev looking to move forward. Zahoirovic doing the same. Both these fighters are going to meet. Zahoirovic with a left-right combo there. The old 3-2-3.
Oh, great power on Sam's shots. He wants to finish this fight.
He is. He's throwing everything like it's going to be a home run shot.
Yeah, there's no setup, there's no jab, there's no rangefinders. It's just booming shots. But that's the problem.
And he eats a right hand himself.
Yeah, Nikolai came out with a huge overhand right there, landing it brilliantly.
Definitely doesn't look like Zlatev's buying into any of these mind games, but the feints and the movement of Zahoirovic would be off-putting to anybody. Lands a stiff leg kick there.
I think Zahoirovic is successful. Just be a little bit higher if he didn't have. It wasn't all power shots. If he set up some jabs, if he threw some feints before he threw that power shot, kept Nikolai guessing a little bit.
He has been feinting. He's moving a lot, but he's not throwing anything with any conviction there for the feint. So he's not making Zlatev move or kind of flinch a bit. You got to make him flinch, and you can already win with that big right hand. But it's evident that Zahoirovic just wants to land that right hand.
Yeah,
whether it's an uppercut or an overhand. I'd look for Zlatev to try to establish his own jab and maybe try to play the opposite game of Zahoirovic. Pick his shots, land them straight. Zahoirovic moving off to that left side and that right side, looking to land an uppercut maybe up through the middle of the guard.
I'm very impressed with Zlatev's patience. He's really light on his feet, looking for those opportunities.
But he keeps coming straight forward.
This is true. Both fighters could do with working their angles a little bit more in the gym. They are kind of, whoa, that was a very close to a nice head kick there, but kind of throwing straight forward. There's like straight lines. I'd like to see some exits after they throw their combinations, exits at angles.
There's 10-second warning.
This is a close first round.
Big right hand there, drops him at the end of the round. There he goes. Zahoirovic has definitely got dynamite in those hands, doesn't he? That's excellent. That must be why he's loading up on those shots, because he knows how powerful they are. Even when they were hitting the guard, they looked like they were putting Zlatan off a little bit. So Zlatev is going to have to come back in, you know, shake the cobwebs out here at the end of this first round and look to reapply himself.
I think, I think Sam's Zahoirovic.
Zahoirovic.
I think he did enough to win that round. He was definitely the more aggressive fighter. Talk about octagon control. He's controlling the middle more power behind his shots. But maybe Sam's just playing the waiting game and he's going to look for a counter. I'm not looking at the two fighters. I think Zahoirovic is maybe gas tank is going to struggle a little bit with his constant power, and you can see his corner telling him to throw combinations and throw jabs. Both his corner men are doing impressions of jabs in front of him.
Zahoirovic there pushing his corner out of the way.
He's keen.
He is keen. He's keen to get back in. And if Zlatev can play the opposite, stick and move a bit more, I think he'll be a little bit more successful, because Zahoirovic is really loading up those right hands. And look to move off on the angle so that their right hand isn't coming straight down the middle. So that's where Zahoirovic is going to be dangerous in these early moments of this second round. If he can throw a straight shot, it's going to be a powerful one.
Sam briefly went southpaw then, but he switched back to orthodox. Sam's doing a really good job now. He's maybe listen to his corner. He's exiting on an angle. Ooh, looking for his own big power overhand right there.
That can put Zahoirovic off a bit maybe. But Zahoirovic is looking to close him down into the cage and then land a big shot when he doesn't have anywhere to run. I want to see Zlatev using those angles, footwork and circling.
I think he's been listening to his coaches now. There's a lot more feints. This wasn't happening in the first round, and it's working. See, he throws a few feints and then keeps Nikola guessing and then throws those big bombs.
He's trying to thunder that right hand through the guard. And that hurts it even with that tight guard of Zlatev's. Even if he has that left hand up towards the cheek, it's still going to hurt, or can land behind the ear and still drop your opponent like it did just at the end of that first round.
This is where Nikolai's got to be careful. Nikolai's in trouble when he's caught against the fence. He needs to concentrate on circling. When he's got space, he moves off really well. He seems pretty safe. So when he gets caught against the fence, that he seems to be in trouble, and Zlatev can get those shots landing.
It's interesting, the facial expressions of both fighters, because Zlatev is looking a bit frustrated. He's trying to look for his openings. He's not really getting started, whereas you see Zahoirovic is happy to make something happen. He's looking with intention and determination. He's going to be he's determined to put that right hand through, and there you see a straight one almost land.
I think maybe Sam needs to throw more of his leg kicks. I think they're starting to really have an effect now. Nikolai is wincing every time those leg kicks are coming. That lead leg is going quite red around that knee. He's hitting the same spot every time. Really well-placed leg kicks.
Somebody ain't putting on their dancing shoes tonight. Zlatev, I really want to see you start establishing something. You haven't done a single thing this round, and that is just building Zahoirovic's confidence. He's a confidence fighter. He's looking to land that big right hand, and you haven't put him off of it. Watch out for that uppercut on the exit there. Keeps throwing those kicks. Kick. He's mixing it up as Zahoirovic. He's showing that he's a really good top side kickboxer when it comes to this MMA style. I would like to see a little bit of grappling out of this fight, but they're very content to stand and strike.
Seen a little bit more footwork now from both fighters. They're getting more comfortable, more like how they would be in the gym. A few more angles. Oh, great little flurry. That's what we need to see more of.
Ooh, they missed both on big right hands.
Yeah, we saw Sabir backed up for the first time in this fight.
As Zahoirovic backing up to Zlatev, coming forward with a 1-2 shot there, leading him into the cage. But I don't think it's enough, really, at the end of this round to put any definitive ideas in the judges. He only got started there in the last 30 seconds.
I think Nikolai's got to throw some more of those flurries. It was working.
They're both right-hand happy right now.
Yeah, I think Sam isn't so good off his back foot. I think he's a pressure fighter. And you get him backed up, and he looked like he was struggling. His hands were out the way, his chin was out. He looked under pressure.
You know, as I do, Chris, if somebody cracks you with something that hurts, you want to show that you can do the same thing. That's why you have all these fighters doing seemingly very stupid things in a fight, whether it's load up a right hand or throw a spinning kick they've never thrown before, just because they want to show that person that, hey, I can do that too. It's not that hard. But I think they're getting too focused on the right hand, especially Zlatev, because he hasn't really established it. He's got to pick his shots with that left jab and maybe look to land some leg kicks of his own. But right now the stand-up's not working, so there's no harm in taking it to the ground. Right, Zlatev?
I think Nikolai's cardio is looking a little bit better. Maybe he's been paced himself a little bit more. It's possibly a round apiece. So everything to play for in this last round. Let's see who can come out, who can be first.
There definitely has to be some urgency in the corner of Nikola Zlatev, though. He's got to come out here, all guns blazing, and I would say look for a finish. You can't depend on the judges in this sport.
Yeah, I think Nikola's got to do another one of his flurries. It worked.
He's getting backed up again. It's interesting. He does seem to be looking rather low, and there's the right hand coming through from Zahoirovic. Gets him into the cage, and then he backs off. Really intelligently, Zahoirovic is fighting. He's not getting drawn into those big exchanges or getting too happy and throwing against somebody that's got their guard up.
Yes, the judges are looking for octagon control, and Sam is just always backing up Nikolai. Nikolai's always caught against the fence.
Yeah, Sam Zahoirovic here is really fighting with his attitude laid out there on his sleeve.
Ooh,
big right hand comes through.
Right.
Yeah, you can see his overhand right coming all day now. Zahoirovic is throwing that just slightly slower, which I think is, you know, allowing Zlatev to see it and move out of the way. See it and move in.
Nikolai's looking a little bit more confident this round. He's checking those kicks better with a Superman punch. He's trying to make sure the judges see that he's going to win this round.
That he's working it, that's for sure. And he was able to close the distance with that. Superman punch is not exactly the knockout punch, but it does close the distance and can lead to a better combination on the inside.
And I think that's what we saw in the second round. Nikolai, he's just not good off his back foot. Sam needs to be pressuring forward. He needs to stop being caught against the fence. He's almost too relaxed in there. He's almost giving too much respect to his opponent. He's got to press forward a little bit. Close the distance.
You've got to make something happen. 3 minutes is no time whatsoever. I know it feels like it when you're in there. The clock is ticking, and the finish is necessary for Zlatev right now, because in the judge's mind, it seems to have been all Zahoirovic. Every time Zahoirovic throws a punch, it slaps, it hits, it sounds. The crowd goes up in a roar. Everyone is reacting to Sam Zahoirovic right now during this fight. Can Zlatev change the pace? Can he change the story? Let's rewrite the last chapter. We're short on time here in this third and final round of this A-class fight at 82 kilograms. Nikola Zlatev getting backed up, and Sam Zahoirovic landing leg kicks and right hands. Big right hand, glances off the chin.
Nikolai's a super tough guy, but he's almost too lackadaisical in there, and Sam almost mocks him for it. Nikolai isn't pressing forward. He's just covering up. He's not throwing many counters off the cover. He's too relaxed. At least Sam is trying to push his fight. He's looking for the finish. Oh, great takedown.
There we go. And we come to the ground here and as we're ending off on this third round.
This is very well timed, because it could have been a one round apiece. And now Nikolai's got to the floor. He's going to show the judges, I got the takedown. I'm in side control. I'm controlling the fight with 10 seconds to go. I think he's just going to wait out the last few seconds.
Oh, he's still being active. Looks to land a right hand there at the very end. We'll see. Zahoirovic was definitely showing his attitude there, something you can probably thank our man Conor McGregor for. All these fighters are trying to bring their own little bit of personality in there. And at the very end, you saw Zlatev trying to mimic or mirror what Zahoirovic was doing.
Yes, the two different.
What do you think of the right hands?
So after 3 rounds of action, we go through the judges' scorecards. And we have a winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Zahoirovic.
And a celebratory roar there from our Norwegian compatriot.
Nikolai doesn't even look disappointed. Still got exactly the same facial expression.
How was that fight for you? It was good. It was hard. A little bit hard for me. I think he stayed focused. Stay calm.
He said he was staying calm. I'd hate to see what Zahoirovic is like angry.
Yeah, it's a very patient performance, but a good win. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Zahoirovic.
Front line, 2-0 tonight. Great performance.